Laughter drifted back as he drove out of sight. It was as fine a piece of driving as Gerald had seen, and it put him in an even filthier temper. "Now look what you've done," he snapped at the girl. She strolled off the road. "Oh, pooh! All this fuss over a silly race? Men like you're—" Gerald didn't wait to hear the rest of the sentence. He snapped the reins, and his curricle moved off. Lucy Bamber walked back to the Comtesse's house. She smiled to herself at the remembrance of the man's indignant expression. "We showed him, didn't we, Ghislaine?" She was fed up to the back teeth with men, especially the high and mighty, lordly types who thought they ruled the world. She'd met enough of them at the Comtesse's. She turned the corner and came to an abrupt halt. A dusty travelling carriage stood outside the Comtesse's house. Another one. Her first impulse was to hide until whoever it was had left, but a moment's reflection made her reconsider. The Comtesse's visitors sometimes stayed for days. The Comtesse would need her to be either ma charmante invitée, my charming guest, or her servant, whichever the old lady deemed appropriate at the time. Given Lucy's current appearance, in an old dress and an apron, and with her hair blowing loose and wild across her face, it would most likely be the maidservant. Which meant she would be fending off wandering hands for the duration of the visitor's stay. Not that playing the charming guest was much different, just that the wandering hands were more subtle. Fine gentlemen. She despised them all. Lucy opened the gate and set down Ghislaine. She removed the apron, dusted down her dress, picked off a goose feather or two, gathered her hair back into a tidy knot — it had come loose in her pursuit of Ghislaine — and entered the house. The door to the sitting-room stood ajar, and she paused to peek in. "Et c'est toi, Lucille?" the Comtesse called. "Entrez?" Oh dear, the old lady was in one of her moods. Lucy reluctantly obeyed. A gentleman stood in front of the fire, his back to the door. The Comtesse lay reclined on the chaise longue, a handkerchief soaked in eau de cologne. Lucy could smell it from the door, pressed to her forehead. It was not a good sign. "Madame?" she said. The gentleman turned, and Lucy's jaw dropped. "Papa?" She hadn't seen or heard from him for more than a year. He didn't say anything for a moment, just scanned her from head to toe, frowning as if displeased by her appearance. He pursed his lips and gave a brisk nod. "It's time you were married, Lucy. Pack your things. We're leaving." Chapter 1. London, 1818. Finally, she had a use for the épergne. Alice, Lady Charlton, the Dowager Lady Charlton, though she had neither the years nor the advantages of most dowagers, gave a last satisfied rub to the large silver épergne, which was extremely ugly, but quite valuable. She'd always hated it, not simply because it was hideous, but because her sister-in-law, Almeria, who'd resented Alice from the start, had bestowed it upon her as a wedding present. It was, Alice believed, the ugliest, sufficiently expensive gift Almeria could find. Now, Alice was going to sell the horrid thing, an appropriate gesture to mark the end of her troubles. 18 months since her husband Thaddeus had died, the flood of his outstanding debts had, finally, slowed to a trickle. Alice had almost stripped the house bare to pay them, and now she was feeling hopeful, almost happy. What would it be like